Welcome to TMZ Live, and I apologize. Somehow I woke up and lost my voice. And Charles is on vacation this week, so he has left me hanging here. Okay, that said, everybody is talking about Nolan Wells, the kid who tragically died over 4th of July weekend. And there are multiple investigations going now on exactly what happened. There is suspicion by some that maybe his friends were involved. So Jackson here spoke to a body language expert. And I think this is really interesting because she focused on one of Nolan's best friends.
Right, so Officer Tatum did an interview with Warren Hudson, which is ultimately...
And Hudson's one of his best friends.
Warren's one of his best friends who was on the boat with Nolan around the time of his death.
Right.
And there are a few questions that stuck out to this body language expert that Officer Tatum asked Warren. The first one being, were you friends with him? There's a lot of speculation starting out. Did you even know him? Which he says yes. And Susan Constantine, pretty renowned body language expert, says he's not being deceptive in that regard.
So we have sound on this, and we're using this sort of as a baseline to explain how she reaches her conclusions.
Right.
Nolan, I could describe Nolan in a million ways. I mean, Nolan was not just a best friend of me, but he was a brother. I grew up through elementary, middle school, high school, and even our freshman year of college, you know, we talked on the phone all the time. We were really close friends.
When I looked at his body language there, and also to his statements, as I shared with you off screen, is that I actually ran every statement that he made, even through Deceptio AI. So I was doing a double check to determine what was the percentage of that statement that was either truthful or not truthful based on statement analysis. So the question was, what was your relationship like with Nolan? And then he went on to describe, that Nolan, I can describe Nolan in a million ways. I mean, Nolan was not just a best friend to me, but he was a brother. So that was really powerful, how he actually internalized that relationship. That statement came up 91% truthful. Okay, so what does that mean? Sometimes they use contractures, sometimes they use odd language, but it doesn't fall into the deceptive category, so it's truthful.
I want to say, just so you know, this is not stuff that's admissible in a court of law,
right,
but it's interesting. So that was her baseline. Then we get into this controversy over Nolan's phone.
Exactly. A huge point of contention about this case is things that may have been deleted from Nolan's phone. So Officer Tatum asks him, did you touch Nolan's phone? Did you go through Nolan's phone? Did you delete anything?
And we play that for Susan, and she has an analysis.
Is there any chance or any knowledge that you have that anybody deleted stuff from his phone?
Absolutely not. I mean, like I said, there was no reason for us to get on Nolan's phone. No one touched Nolan's phone, but nothing. If none of us had touched Nolan's phone, then there's no reason for anything to be deleted. I mean, no one even was in contact with his phone until it was moved from the boat to the truck. And none of us have access to Nolan's password to get on his phone and delete anything. Absolutely not. And we have no reason to delete anything.
When we look at all of these different statements, most of them were truthful, but there's going to be one that I want to explore more. There is going to be question around the phone. I'm just going to let you know that. I believe that this is an area that needs a little bit more probing. It needs more. It's not a highly deceptive. It's just comes up as deception as has been indicated in here. So the opposite hand below while maintaining a tense posture, that one never moves. So there's that tenseness there. The head nods no at not, which is consistent. The vocal tone is slightly elevated and more emphatic in his tone. He says, no one touched Nolan's phone. If none of us had touched Nolan's phone, then there would be no reason for anything to be deleted. That one came up as 83% deception indicated.
Now, again, that is not non-scientific.
Right.
This is her thing.
Right.
And the second thing I want to say is, even if it came up as deceptive, it doesn't mean he did anything untoward.
Exactly. It doesn't mean that he did anything untoward. And again, this is, like you said, not admissible in court.
So ultimately, she evaluates whether there was foul play in Nolan's death based on what she's hearing.
Right.
And
to which she, at the end here, says,
well, let's play it.
Let's play
I
it.
mean, she has an opinion about this.
So do I think there's foul play? No. I do not think there's foul play.
So she says no evidence of foul play.
Exactly.
And she's not saying there is or isn't. She's saying, based on what she's seeing, nothing is popping up.
Exactly, to her. And again, this is a renowned body language expert. She goes into court and she tells judges, look, here is how you can evaluate professionals to take the stand, whether they're worthy or not. And, you know, I trust her evaluation, and I think we can just keep our eyes peeled moving forward on what happens with the case for when the real facts come
I
out.
just want to say, in terms of trusting, I don't buy the science of this.
Well, Harvey, our chat doesn't agree with that either. They kind of think that the body language expert is already a little bit BS, but then the minute that she brought in using AI to kind of back up her claims, that it kind of invalidated everything she said.
Yeah.
Hey, this is T from Long Island. I think this is a very interesting way of analyzing and interpreting this conversation. And I think it would be great if they just took an actual polygraph. And I know sometimes they say polygraphs are not admissible in court either. However, do what's going to be the most credible thing. I mean, this body language expert, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
They need answers. The family needs answers.
And even polygraphs, you get false positive, false negatives too.